Welcome to the School of House, episode 1. And this is where we talk about a lot of tracks that are famous, some of them that will get famous, but most importantly, all these house tracks you should have on your playlist. So let's go back, 1999, CO.ZA. Definitely one of those house tracks that doesn't matter how old you are, you respect certain house classics. Cafe de Flore, Charles Webster remix, Dr. Rocket. Memory makeup note. So this is the first episode of the School of House, and it was inspired by a lot of my TikTok activity. So if you didn't check out my TikTok, I talk about Deep House, I talk about South African Deep House in particular, and I always share tracks that you should have on your playlist. So this is not a stream where I'm going to mix a whole lot of music for you to enjoy. This is about you checking out these tracks. If you know them, you should have them. And if you don't know them, maybe you don't know the name of the track, or maybe you don't know which artist you should look out for. These series of YouTube videos will definitely give you the knowledge that you need and require. So what I'm going to do for you is I'm going to mix up a few tracks. I'm not going to let these tracks play for the full length because of some C things that happen here on YouTube. But before we get into that part, I'll mix in the next song. But if you love these tracks, let me know which tracks are special and sentimental to you. And if you're loving this stream, leave a like, but importantly, subscribe to this channel. Talking about old school into the new school, that was Dr. Rocket. This is XTC, My Love. Make sure you get that track, XTC My Love. Depends when you're checking out this YouTube video, because that track comes out on the 30th of August. It's going to be massive. Another track, also new. Do It For Love. C Black, Deep Essentials. So the School of House is all about sharing with you music. This is not a DJ set, even though I'm mixing the tracks together. This was never intended for me to make a mix and have it streamed here. Nope. I want you to check out these artists, support them. It's very important that we support the artist because they put the creativeness into making the track and they need to get paid. And the way you pay them is by supporting them, getting their tracks, be it subscribing, streaming it, whatever it is. So make sure you get the artists I showcase here. Now, if you didn't know this, my name is Deon. I'm a radio host, and I love sharing knowledge of music that is out there. And the goal of the School of House was built on my radio show in 2022. And I started showcasing lots and lots of deep house music that people should know about. And there's so much that a radio presenter can do on radio. Some of these artists, I've got them on my show. And I've also realized that not many radio stations play this particular sound. So what I decided to do was showcase some of this on my TikTok. And if you follow me on TikTok, you would see exactly what I'm talking about. It was just a growth from day one, talking about deep house, sharing deep house, and then the love for deep house was just great. So I started the School of House with that in mind, sharing new deep house music, especially from South Africa. Actually, be honest, only from South Africa. And it got into a point where a lot of people loved the music I was sharing. A lot of people loved the different music I was sharing, especially when it comes to creating playlist. How do you put some tracks together? And how do you go about doing it? Well, that was the goal of the School of House, to share music that you should get on your playlist. Maybe new music or music that is just out there and maybe you don't know about it. Or this is the other part. You know the track, you just don't know the name of the song or the artist. Think of me as Shazam here on the YouTube. This track is called The Jazz Cats, and it's by Soul Lab and Low Chive, featuring Gift Tonic. Hot track, and you too. You know, deep house is a spiritual thing. And not everybody loves deep house. But for those that do, understand the feeling you get when you hear good deep house. The House Victims. Track is called Praying in Japan. If you're loving the tracks, which tracks so far do you love? On the first episode of the School of House, let me know in the comments. I'll let you marinate on this track. Marinate on it.
From the shadows to the light. Hova ngombo wachipinga miloro chisenda masa duba kufoni uweza hayo ndichipundwa tambuo ndakhalelwa ngasunjisa chisima chandira mungoza matosa mpumbureya siswila chandula zenga na muti ndira ndatangaya chilendere chisandwa vonga sumba ndira zwanda zokongonyala buyo ndisasumbi bikoni ndakatana satongolo
The Gifto.
Mafuba lwambiru ashikwama swifizwanga ndashanduka sakhala mwaha thaba chikundiso farachoba zibuya zishibalangana samakolezo adanizwanga zundeni ndakana mabokole ndi zvambona tsiidzi asi zvamna hasi ndichenyi ndibuleko ndipano ndi muyeni maramanga anaziziyakuma keledi tsaka ne di sa gale mathong ne e se selelo sa kgoranyo ya meno.
So I hope you got to enjoy the first episode of the School of House. And this is all about sharing with you house music, deep house music that you need to have on your playlist. Now, as I mentioned as well, I will be doing more of these episodes here. If you loved the first episode, drop a like, subscribe, and just leave a comment on which tracks you like, which tracks were useful to you. I will dish on more of the genres in weeks to come, but we'll be keen to see which tracks you love here. I'm going to be leaving you with a classic, one of my favorite house classics of all time. In fact, when I first heard Deep House, a lot of us may have heard Deep House music from compilations. And this is a common misunderstanding. A lot of people assume that because you hear it on a compilation from a famous person, that person made the track. No. That person possibly could have mixed it. It doesn't mean they made the track, which is a common mistake a lot of people do. But we need to pay respect to the artist who made those tracks. Very important that we do that because they put in the effort. The next track I'm going to leave you with is a classic. It's by DJ Rocco and many versions of the track. It's called Something for the Floor. And I'm going to be playing you the dub mix as we wrap up the first edition. And this was on a few compilations, but as I mentioned, I'm mentioning the artist, not the compilation. And let me know what would you like to feature in future episodes, because I'm curious to see what is your taste in Deep House, meaning the classics or the new stuff. I hope you got to enjoy this. Wrapping it up with DJ Rocco in the mix as we wrap up the first episode of the School of House. Thanks for watching.
A lot more other demons just kept on drowning me in the lake of sorrow. The desire of death crept into my life, or the fear of living got me all hollow. Kuzo zonke sinenamba nesigigaba sempilo kubo bonke ubuhlungu